I used
foods
to
to make.
follow a lot of YouTubers.
Oh, that's why. Every time I
That's
go
how I
home.
learned how to cook.
Oh, no, I
Yeah.
learned through my mom.
No, I didn't pay attention. I was watching them 210. Wait, with the music.
Wait, did we start?
I don't know. Did we start? Oh,
We started?
yep. I didn't even see you press play.
But you didn't do the clapper.
Eunice! Eunice, we need you.
We don't even know what we're doing.
Eunice is not feeling well today, so she's not here. And this is all. Okay, all right.
You get used to doing a thing a certain way.
When you have a routine with
Yes,
people,
it's
yeah,
like-
man. I didn't even see you. I didn't see Jazz press the button.
Yeah.
I didn't even see her go start. The music just started playing in her ear.
And we were just having a conversation. Well, if you guys heard about our cooking conversation. Well, cooking is a way of showing love.
Oh, snap. Acts of service?
Acts of service. And that is what we're talking about today. We're going to continue on this love month, these love topics, right? Last week we had, I think it's probably like the biggest one in relationships, which is communication. Just like they say.
And we could have kept going.
We could have. I mean, that's a topic that we will come back to.
Yeah.
At some point again in this show, various times, because there's just so much to say about communication.
Yeah.
But today we're gonna focus on love languages. Love languages. Jazz will do her thing and put it.
Oh, you have to call them out, right?
Oh yes. So we said one of them, acts of service. Words of affirmation. Quality time. Go see you.
Oh no, you know them by heart. You're doing great.
Okay, physical touch.
Touch me, baby.
And receiving gifts. And these love languages, they were first introduced, like when you search it up on Google and you search it up anywhere, Dr. Gary Chapman is the one that introduced him. And I don't know if you know that he's actually a pastor.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he is. When I learned about him, he wasn't. But when I searched him up like recently for this episode,
Okay.
it says that he's a pastor.
Okay.
I didn't go fully reading about, you know, but yeah, it's that Pastor Gary Chapman. But then he has a doctoral degree, so this is right his field, love, talking about love. So it's interesting, and obviously we're gonna talk a little bit about it here, but you guys should do your own research about. There's actually a book about it that talks about the five love languages.
Yeah.
And whether you are in a relationship or not, I think it's just good to know either way. Because like we mentioned in the last episode, it's not just about with your partner, but also how showing love towards everyone that you know.
Yeah.
Towards your loved ones. So that is what we're gonna get into today.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, so we're going to discuss the 5 love languages, and each of us has a way to give and receive these type of loves. So, Melanie, where do you want to start with this?
Well, when I was writing this, I started thinking how it's, at least in my personal life, but also from what I've seen, right? I think when you, now again, we're going to be talking, well, at least me, mostly about relationships, right? With a partner. But this goes for everyone again. But like usually when it's between a connection between someone. So it's whether it's your partner or your friend, there's always, at least from what I've seen, that one person that tends to show love more than the other person.
Okay.
So it's interesting to talk about this topic because from this, right, we want to stem and we want to encourage that it really shouldn't be that way. Like there should really be a balance,
Hmm.
like um not one person should be showing and not receiving the same love that they're showing.
Okay.
And I think that's where these love languages come in because it's about understanding, okay, how do you, I guess, prefer to receive love? And, you know,
Do you think that these love languages are a tool because of what we discussed last week? Not be we discussed that communication is we should take it as a form of worship.
right.
So as you know, I was reading the script and then I started to do my form of research,
Hmm.
and I'm like, why do we have these?
Right.
What do we have these for? Is it because we lack something
Hmm.
and this is why now we have plan B
Right.
because plan A is not working?
Yeah.
But how exactly can we do plan B, which is these five love languages, if we haven't even fixed plan A, which plan A is the heart condition?
Right.
Do you get me?
Right. And I when I plan these 4 weeks out, if you notice,
Hmm.
I put communication at the top
Yeah.
because, as they say, the saying, right? Communication is key.
Yeah.
And I think what we discussed last week, like you said, and I loved how you mentioned it, it's a heart condition. And, being able to determine what is happening in your heart first, what is wrong within yourself first, before you can even communicate with someone else.
Yeah.
Now, when we're talking about love languages, um, it's kind of like you said, okay, but some people learn about these love languages before they learn how to communicate. Now, that is definitely not what we're saying
Uh-huh.
here or
Uh-huh.
encouraging,
Uh-huh.
because at the end, if you haven't watched last week's episode, go watch that first before you watch this one. But it's like, it's just knowing, like, okay, what is the primary thing that I'm failing at in my relationship with my loved one or with my friend or my parents, and communication is one of those things. Now, the love languages, I think personally, and right, I don't want to skip to the end of what we have, but personally, I think and I truly believe that love shouldn't be divided into different things.
Hmm.
Now, why I understand why there is this aspect of 5 different love languages, right? And it's because, at least for me personally, there are some that I prefer, okay, to like receive. Now, if it's good for you to be like, okay, I prefer this one, but at the end, you need to show love in all of these ways. You
Hmm.
shouldn't just have them and be like, okay, because I like, let's say, receiving gifts, that is the only way that you have to show me love. Like, that is not why, at least from my mentality, that is not what these love languages were. Um, why he made them or why he portrayed them to be a way of like saying, or as an excuse for people to be like, okay, this is the way I like receive, like, this is my love language and this is the only way that I should receive it and this is the only way that I should portray it. No,
Hmm.
all 5 of these should be included and probably even more, right? So at least that's the way that I see it, the way that I think of it.
Okay. Like I was really, really, really thinking about this,
Yeah.
about the five love languages. And it says, I think the book says God's love language, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
So for me it's more like we should have all of these languages.
Yeah.
We should be able to give them, we should be able to receive them,
Right.
and we shouldn't just have one. Because when you start a relationship with someone, you have all five of them at full, what's the
Exactly.
word? At full
Capacity. No, at
at
full.
full capacity.
Mm-hmm.
You have it. Oh, at full capacity. So you want to spend quality time together every single day.
Right.
You're with each other. You leave each other's sight. You call each other. Like, what you doing? But I just left you. I know, but I miss you already. So it's like, all right. Then there's words of affirmation. Oh my God, you're so beautiful, babe. Or you're so handsome. You smell so
Right.
good, right? Gifts. You're giving each other gifts. Any little thing that you see, oh, I'm gonna buy it for him because it's so cute, right? Acts of service. I think that's like what we want to do the most for the person at the
Right.
beginning. Physical touch.
Mm. No, I think that one's the most.
No,
Yeah,
oh,
like you're just
okay.
like cuddly and
Yep.
like my hand on my
Uh-huh.
head on your shoulder.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So we're at full capacity at the beginning.
Right.
So then what happens? That all of that just diminishes. And now it's like, don't touch me.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Don't talk to me.
Mm.
Don't tell me anything because I don't believe you. So now it's like, instead of having all the 5 of them, you're just saying, I just have one right now.
Yeah. Right. Well, it comes again, it comes to show that we are capable of doing
Thank you. I love that word.
we are capable of showing love in all of these
Uh-huh.
ways. But like you said, then things start to happen and then all of a sudden you start to think, okay, no. So at least for me, now I'm gonna get personal again,
Oh boy.
because I feel like with these topics I have to, because I can't speak on them if I'm like, if I don't have my own, I don't like to speak on things, guys, that I haven't personally gone through, because I'm like, then I'm just speaking to speak. I prefer to speak on things that I've been through.
Okay.
In my personal life, I've always been a very lovable person that I like showing love, and I do it in all of these ways. Now, why did that decrease? Because I wasn't receiving. So I think that happens a lot in
you
a lot
shut
of
down.
yeah. You get discouraged because you're kind of like, okay. So for me, I even till this day with my current partner, and we're already almost 5 years in, words of affirmation all the time. Every time that I see him all dressed, you look very handsome. I like why? Because I like receiving it. Quality time. Love spending quality time. We should be going on dates, even if we're 5, 10 years, 15 years in.
Yeah.
It should it has to be a thing. Why like to certain people, and I don't want to just say men, because there are some women that are like this too, that you just come after a while, it just kind of decreases.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't believe in that. I feel like if you truly love someone, all of these things have to continue no matter how many years you're in. Same thing for acts of service. I continue my acts of, yeah, they might change because then suddenly life happens, you guys find a job, you have kids, you create, you have your own business now, you're more busy than before. So yeah, things are going to decrease in a way, but you still find ways to do it, even in the most minimal way. Physical touch, still a thing. Receiving gifts. So personally for myself, at least in my own experience of being in a really long-term relationships, I continue these things as much as I can, and then once I start seeing that I'm not receiving them is when I get discouraged, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to continue like giving. That's what I'm saying. It has to be a balance. I can't give you 100% and you're only giving me 40, because at the end, I know that you're capable. Like you just said, I know you're capable of showing me this because you did at the beginning.
Yeah.
Why did suddenly it change?
Yeah.
Is that your love that changed for me, or is just simply that you were never like that and you
Just showed it.
just like,
a facade.
Right.
Just trying to get the girl. Like I'm trying to hold back.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like I know that a lot of people go by this. The 5 love language.
Oh yeah.
I know a lot of people go by this because
Yeah.
I also know that it helps a lot of people.
I mean, this is one of the top things they mention, I think, in a couple
Yeah,
of
in therapy, and they
therapy.
do this in a lot of conferences.
Yeah.
So I don't want to diminish what anybody else has learned through this. But for me, I find it, and this is my opinion, mine, I find it a little selfish.
Mm.
Why? Okay, why do I have to tell you what are my 5 love languages? Why do I need to know? Why do I need to sit there and listen to your 5 love languages? And then now I have to fulfill everything that you like, and you have to fulfill what I like, but it's not coming
Naturally.
intentionally
Yeah.
from a nice place. Maybe it is coming from a nice place, but you're doing it now because you know that that's what I like. Like, let's say that I love um quality time. Okay, now you're going to do me a service and spend time with me. But since you know that already, then you're
Right.
going to do
Yeah.
it.
That's
But I
literally.
want you to do it because you feel it, not
Yeah.
because we took an exam and now you're like, oh, that's what it is.
Right.
When you should have fallen in love with me because you knew that, because you
Yeah.
heard me from the very beginning. From the very beginning, I think I have learned, I'm going to speak for myself, that I know how to communicate what I want and how I want it.
Right.
From the very beginning, I know that about myself. So there's no way that my mates can sit there and say, but I didn't know that. No, honey, that is not true. What happens is that there comes a point where we keep repeating, us women, the things that we want.
Yeah.
And then you're going to sit there, you're going to give it to me, but you're going to give it to me in a way that you think that I want it. And that's not how I want it. Where's the standard to this?
Right.
Where's the respect of how I am asking you, how I feel that I want it, not the way that you want to give it to me? Because then you're doing it from a place of like,
Right.
toma,
Just
there you have it.
yeah. And that's
This is why I'm saying that it becomes, for
it
me,
just
it becomes selfish.
it becomes forced. I think
That's
that's
the
the
word.
word that because I always say that too. Like that's what I'm saying. Like all of these things, I give it to people because once I have love for someone and I truly care because I do. And I do this for friends, I do this for parents, I do this for my children, I do this for my couple. Like it's just naturally how it comes out. So then when my partner tells me, okay, so what do you want for, let's say, for your birthday, or like, and I'm just, I'm not a materialistic person. That's It's just not me. I don't. I like detail. Like I like the fact that you remembered something that I told you when we first started dating.
Yeah.
Like, where's my favorite restaurant? And then you surprise me with a certain type of thing. Like those, it's just for me. Like I just feel like those things come naturally when you truly love someone. Like I don't think that I have to keep telling you that. Oh yes, look at that restaurant. Remember when I told you repeatedly that
Because we do
that I
that.
wanted to go there to eat?
Uh-huh.
Or you like, oh look at, this is what I do. I like putting on romantic movies because they're
Are you
corny.
sure you want to express that?
Oh, he knows. I tell him all the time.
Okay.
They're corny, but I like to remind him, oh, look, you see the petals on the floor? I don't know. Like,
Hint, hint.
like, and no, at this point, they're no longer hints. Like, I literally tell him what to do.
It's in your face.
But
you get
like,
it?
it's just, I love you, babe. But I think there comes the difference. Again, I don't want to attack men because I know that there are men out there who are very sentimental and like detail and like showing these things. But I think more on the woman's side, we tend to do all of these things to show love, and we tend not to receive it. And if we do, it's kind of like, okay, but what do you want? Like, like, I don't understand. And you're like, but I've been telling you all along. So what do you mean you don't understand?
Are you not paying attention?
Yes. it's just
No, and then you see, I did not want to go down this route. When I saw this episode, I'm like, oh my God, I do not want to talk about this. And I remember Melanie asking me, she's like, Are
I
you
did.
okay? Are you
I
okay?
did.
I respect if
I
you don't
did.
want to go down this route.
I
And I'm
did.
like, No, I'm fine. We can talk about this. I know how to take my personal life, but the only way I could talk about this, right, is
You have to go
you
personal.
have to
Yeah. I think with these topics,
just to show examples.
right.
That's about it.
Right.
But no matter how much I try to keep this safe, it
No,
can't
you
happen.
can't.
Like, no.
I mean, that's okay. I mean, at least for me, he already knows. But it's now again, is it something that do you think it's something that can change? Because now that is why people go to couple. I've never been to couple therapy, personally.
Yeah.
Not that I've been against it, and it's not to throw bad blood to people that do this, because I think it's just the way that therapy in general is portrayed. They just don't go down to the roots
Okay,
the way that they should.
therapy can work. But the only way therapy works if both of them are willing to pour their heart on the table.
Yeah.
It can't be that one is on the table and then the other one's just sitting there. I'm just gonna give you superficial stuff. You need to know nothing else.
Yeah.
Like you just said, you have to go to the root of all of this.
Right.
And the root of all of this is the heart. It's a heart condition. Why do we have 5 love languages to help us to express to each other love? Which again, I don't diminish that. If it helps people, amen for that. But if we want to look at ourselves really, really, really good and discover why it is that we need extra tools to help us, is because we have a heart condition. We come in with baggage, we don't know how to communicate it, and then we think that it's okay to marry this person. Even with the condition that we come in. This is why I believe in therapy. Is it therapy? No, counseling right before you get married.
Yeah.
Because none of this is discussed beforehand. And then you walk into the marriage thinking that everything is roses.
Right.
And when you start discovering who the person is, you're just like, what just happened here? Now you're really showing me who you are. Now I understand why you can't be intimate with me. Because intimacy plays a big role in relationships.
Oh, yes. That's another topic.
We're gonna get in trouble.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
No. We're not gonna do that. No.
But it is. It's and like you said,
wait, let me do this for you so you don't get in trouble. I will speak for you, okay? Communication is intimacy. It starts with that. When you have communication with each other, okay, we said that communication was worship, correct? Now, what is worship? If I ask people, what is worship? Oh, it's a form of me expressing how grateful I am. Wrong answer. Worship is to express worth of someone. We worship God. Why? Because he's worthy to be praised. And if he's worthy to be praised, we have the communication with him. So now we understand that love that he gives us is intimate. So then what happens? It's open. Now we give it to the next person that comes into our lives. Now we are communicating with them how we feel. We have an intimacy with God, a relationship with him. Now we have an intimacy relationship with the person who's next to us. Now, if we don't have this connection with God, there's nothing happening here.
Mm.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to work. It
Right.
first goes this way, and have intimacy with the Lord. Now, if you want me to express what's intimacy with the Lord, like how do I do that? You go into your secret place and talk to God.
Hmm. It's like counseling and therapy. You go and see someone, you talk to them, you express to them how you're feeling. It's the same way that it has to be with God.
Yes, yes,
Like, it's not even, I think people just have the mentality of like, oh, I need to learn, like, I need to know how to pray. I need to know how to. No, God doesn't even require that from the beginning.
hmm,
So that those things come little by
yeah,
little. They
yeah,
come
yep,
afterward.
yep,
But just the fact that you are having a moment and you're telling God how you're feeling, what you've been through, where people have hurt you, what is it deep inside your heart that you don't tell anybody
yeah,
else,
yeah,
but God gives you the liberty to tell Him.
yeah, yeah,
And that's all you need to do in order for Him to start working now in you. And then from there, everything else stems out, and you're able to not only portray this love to your partner, but to every single person that you meet.
yeah,
You feel the difference.
yeah.
You're like, okay, like this baggage is like now it's completely gone. Like, I don't feel this hurt. I don't feel this pain because those things come out of your mouth. You might not notice it. You yourself might not notice it, but it is coming out in a certain way.
Well, there's you actually can know when someone has a love language from God. You know what I'm going to say? The love language for me, the love language, again, this is my opinion that I feel that we should have towards one another. It comes from Galatians 5:22. The fruits of the spirit.
Mm.
Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. That's the love language that I'm looking for.
Well, the fruit of the spirits.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I want to see. I want Yeah, that's what I want to see. Because, if you have self-control, be gentle, be faithful to God, be kind, be patient, have peace, joy, love, and goodness.
I think you just have to put this first before we put any of this.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
The
it's just, this is
This is
all
plan B.
secondary.
That's plan B.
Yes. But like it, like, okay, like I get what you're saying, it's plan B, but what it like what people don't like, they put this first. They don't consider this plan B.
Well,
People go and they read.
they want the easy way out.
Yeah.
They want easy help,
Yeah.
like a microwave.
Like, I don't want
Ding!
to be rude, but yeah. Yeah, because some people, like, look, I study psychology, so I get it. Like, where some people go to books and read these type of things, and now the path that I'm in, thankfully, thank God, I know that all of that. Why do we put these things first before we look for the person that can actually give us these things without,
Yeah, yeah.
you know?
I know what you're saying. Again, I'm not diminishing the book and what they stand for. If it helps people, amen, right? But our first instruction, our first help is the Bible. Is there.
Mm.
It's there in the Bible. The answers to everything is there in the Bible. The thing is that we don't want to do our study. We don't want to do our research. We don't actually want to get helped. So then we submit to whatever our mate is asking us to do. Honey, let's sit down and read a book. Which I get it. That's great too, But can you read your word first? You know that I had this Bible. It was a couple's Bible.
Mm.
And I used to every single night open it up, read a verse, and at the end we will ask you a question to ask each other.
Oh, that's nice. Or there's even books now that are from people that are from Christians. And they have like Bible verses in it.
Okay.
So those are also
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
because in
Yeah.
a way you're gaining, right? If people want to put it a psychology perspective or that type of thing, but then you're also getting something from the word, right?
Yeah.
So it's but the point is that you're putting God's word
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
before all of these things. Now, I speak from experience because I did want to read a lot of books about how to fix my relationship. And we were just talking about this before this started. What was I missing? That intimate relationship with God and
Mhm.
telling him first what I was feeling. Why was I even thinking about reading books on how to communicate when at the end I wasn't even communicating with him,
Yeah.
so now when we speak about this again, just like she said, it's not to diminish anything,
No.
and what we're speaking on is on,
Mm-mm.
I went through that. I didn't have that intimate relationship with God a couple years ago, so I know what it's like to feel desperate and going to these external and secondary things
Yeah.
like books or other, doing research on how can I fix my relationship, how and why do we do that? Because we don't want to get real with ourselves and tell ourselves what is the real problem.
Yeah.
We are missing the one person who can actually fix what the problem is. And the
Yeah.
problem starts with yourself.
Yeah.
We did start um the episode talking about love languages. and
Wait, did you tell me? I know one of Melanie's love language.
oh,
She loves to give gifts.
I do.
Now, do
No,
you
but now
wait, but
but
that
that
does that
comes
mean
together. Yeah.
wait, but does that mean that you like to receive them, or is that just you wanting to give to people?
I think again, I think all of these are like I love doing. But I do acts of service and um I just like detail. Like that's the word for me. Detail. Like I hear everything a person is telling me. And again, this comes not just from my partner,
It's
but
scary.
with friends and everyone that I truly feel like I'm gaining a relationship or friendship with you. I'm like, oh, they said they like a sunflower. Oh, I saw a video where she says she likes koalas. She had a koala teddy bear when she was small. So it's like it's the details because I again, because I guess this is just me. Like I love talking to people. And when you talk to people, you're supposed to listen to what they're saying. Even the smallest thing that to you it might seem unimportant, to that person was big. And so if you listen to these small, how do you expect to love someone big? And again, this is when materialistic stuff comes in. People expect you like, buy expensive gifts. Why do you want to love someone so big if you haven't even learned how to love them in a small way? Like you can get someone, and I know about expensive stuff, right? Like I hear it all over social media, right? What's like the bags, like the Prada bags or whatever people buy. Okay. Okay, cool. You buy that, but do you know what's like something intimate about a person? Do you know her favorite food?
Yeah.
Do you know how to cook her favorite food?
Yeah.
Would you
Yeah.
take the time
Mm.
to look up videos on how you can cook her favorite food even if you don't know how to?
Yeah.
Like you see,
That's more
so
personal.
it's personal.
Mhm.
So why do people prefer to love people like this now
Oh.
if they don't even know how to start
Uh-huh.
small?
Don't celebrate me on Valentine's Day.
No. Now I like going on dates on Valentine's Day, but again, you should not dedicate one day to now take, like, let's say you're with your partner and you never take them on dates and you only take them on Valentine's Day.
Uh-uh.
No.
A
Uh
big no.
no. What? Like
Do
no.
not,
You never get me
do
flowers
not.
throughout the whole year
Nope.
and you wait till Valentine's Day to get me flowers or
Don't do it.
chocolates? No.
Or like Jasmine said today, don't you dare. Don't anybody dare get me a pink or a yellow or a white teddy bear. Are you crazy? we passed by this flower shop or something, and
Oh,
she looks at it and she went on a tangent, you guys. She's like, I don't understand how men can walk into a store like that and think that us women want that what's in there. And I'm just like, oh my God, what just happened here? I just left her talking. Like, I should have recorded that moment. She's like,
but it's
never.
so
I
much-
always told everyone I dated, don't you dare get me that.
I always
Oh, and don't get me flowers. Get me flowers when I'm dead, not when I'm alive. And I'm
they're just
like,
gonna die. The big main excuse that a lot of people say is, money, that they don't have money
oh
to give to
yeah.
people, like to give. I'm like, honey, become a kid, write letters, be like, do something creative, be detailed. Like, you did, like, when kids write you something and draw something for you, do they have money? Like, do they go, like, just go to the dollar store and like there's things that you like, her favorite candies, like,
Be creative.
we're not gonna make this a lesson for
No,
you.
I don't want to. I was telling her off camera. I don't want men. I don't want the couples that are sitting watching this. But the wives looking at their husband like and the men feeling like, ustedes las mujeres, you always throwing stuff at us. No, I don't want nobody to feel this way. I
of
just
course
want
not.
everyone to come to an understanding.
Like I said at the beginning, it's a balance. It should just come from both sides.
I just think that the same way that you got us, that should just keep going.
Yes.
That's all
It
I'm
should not
asking.
stop. It's like, what do they call it? The honeymoon stage? Is that
Yeah,
what they call it at the
yeah.
beginning? Why does that have to end? Obviously it's not gonna be the same.
No.
But
there should be more commitment to it.
right.
Afterwards.
Like, that should never go away. From the moment you guys start to the moment, God permits you to be on this earth, that's when it should stop. But it should be consistent. Why do we stay consistent on everything else in our lives, but we can't stay consistent on how we show love to our partners?
Yeah.
Just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me, at least. But it's just, again, this is not to
bash anybody or no specific sex,
No, because it can go both
It
ways.
it can.
go both
Absolutely.
ways. I know that there are a lot of men that are like this, and instead there's women that just they don't even like showing love in this type of way. So no, it goes both ways. And again, the emphasis on this and on and really on every episode that we show is putting God at the center of it all, because you can't expect these things to come without him being a part of not just your life, but your partner's life, your family's life, just your life in general.
Just don't stop. Don't stop dating. Don't stop dating.
That's a good
Pause.
way. Pause.
You're gonna hear it.
Yeah.
What is up with all these disruptions? Wow. Can we just say we got cut off again today?
Oh, we
almost lost the video, you guys.
Well,
it's time to invest because we're recording on our phones.
Yes. So,
but anyways, I just,
never stop dating.
Never. Oh my God. It's that time.
Yeah, I think it's time for us to start closing up. But
okay. I was gonna say. Okay, all right. In today's episode, right? The thing that we want to leave on the table today for relationships, right? I know that we want to do friendships and all that stuff, which is great. But I think with friendships, you could come to an understanding
All right.
sometimes
Yeah.
more much easier than a relationship can. So with relationships, and I don't want nobody to feel like, oh, she can't talk about it. I was married for 13 years, you guys. I have the right to speak on that, what was good and what was bad. And my advice to marriages is don't stop dating each other. If one stops, sit down and communicate with them.
Mm-hmm.
Not nagging, not making someone feel inferior. Speak to them the way that you want to be spoken to.
Yes.
And if that doesn't work, because I know and also understand that it can help for a time period and then the cycle starts again,
Right.
then I know that there is an inner struggle with the person
With
who's
them,
in front
yeah.
of me, that there's something deeper than that. Offer counseling. Now, if they don't want to do the counseling, then you yourself go do it first to see if maybe you can fix something in yourself that can help the marriage. And if that doesn't work, please do everything that you can to make it work. Just don't give up quickly.
Mm.
Do everything possible to make the relationship go for another round. So that's my advice.
Really good advice.
Go down the checklist. Just don't give up, because God doesn't give up on us.
Mm. Yeah. His love is infinite.
Yeah.
So, and then if we are trying to portray and love more like Jesus, then we can't give up.
Mm-hmm.
So
We didn't have a pause moment, Melanie.
we didn't. This episode shifted in a completely different direction, but it's okay. We always say that that's what this is for. The pause show is not meant to be scripted.
No,
We like
but I
to
have
flow.
a pause moment.
Okay, what's your pause
for the
moment?
couples that are sitting there watching right now? So pause for a moment and look at each other. And if you can't, look like this. Hey, psst, psst. Is there a love language that I haven't done yet?
Pause. Think and reflect on it. Dun dun dun. And if you're watching this alone and you don't have someone next to you, you could still think and reflect on it. Ask yourself the question, and then talk about it. Communicate it with your partner.
Or what's something that you want to do that you are afraid to do? Let's say you're not an affectionate person.
Start being
So
more
just, touch somebody like this.
Oh.
Start like that. Or if you never told someone I love you, you can say I.
It's like, that saying that they say, saying love you is not the same way. It's not the same thing as saying I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that.
I do too.
Like, why do you struggle so much saying I love you?
I don't say I love you just to anybody. You could tell me you love me as much as you want, but you're not going to get that out of me unless I feel it from the depths of my soul. And that I know that I'm willing, and this is how far I take it, that I'm willing to die for you. That is the only way you can get an I love you from me. I remember somebody told me once, I love you. And I said, do you? You don't even know me. And I said, I don't say I love you. This is why I don't say it. And they were like, what? I never heard that before. And I said, we're so loose to tell people I love you and we don't even mean it. It's a sacred word to me. And I don't say it just to anybody. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
Melanie,
What?
go.
I'm just like thinking,
I know.
keeping things to myself. um, I mean, yeah, I just love showing love. So I think we need more love in this world, and I can't emphasize that enough. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but just know how to love first before you are out here saying that you love people. It's true. Learn how to love first.
Yeah.
And you start with your own people. You start with your home. If you're not loving the correct way at your home, how can you say that you are loving the correct way to people that you don't even know?
I think people love according to what social media and TV has shown them what love is.
Oh, yes.
That's a good.
Feel
Oh, my bad. So if you
well,
didn't know this,
well, that's the start into what our next episode is gonna be on.
well,
So stay tuned.
Miss Melanie produced and wrote the episodes for this month. So and then we sit down here
and we but again, it's just the topic.
Yeah.
And that's what we spoke on. And
Yeah.
we're here to give our opinion. Talk about our experience.
Mhm.
And again, we want to hear from you guys as well. Share your experiences, share your opinions on this. Again, this is not to bash anybody or to say, oh, okay, you believe in, in these love languages. Tell, what do you think about it? What's your opinion on it? We want to hear more about these things. And that's the reason that we have this show.
Yes.
It's not just between us here. We want to hear what you guys have to say. And in the pause moments that we do mention in all of these episodes coming up and the ones we have recorded so far, take the time to comment and or even on our social media, and let us know the moments that you have reflected on them. And what do you think about them?
Yeah, come on, friends and family that tell us I love you to our face. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it here. I'm pointing at this because this is social media right now. I'm like, where are the comments?
Right.
Where is the share? Where's the love? Am I right?
It's right. It's
Come
a way
on.
of showing love.
Yes, that's act of service,
Yes,
isn't it?
It's not just saying, it's acting on it.
Yes.
But
I challenge you
to do something different this month to share. You take the Bible verse.
I gotta take the Bible verse. And on that note, what is today's word? Today's word says in Romans 15:13, we already started out strong. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace and believing, so that by the power of the Holy Spirit you may abound in hope. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Did we say subscribe?
We did. Oh no, we didn't. Subscribe.
Ding 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 ding. Oh, and we should write comment please. Type.
Share please.
We want to hear. We want to hear from you guys.
That's really what it is. It's I love you, CO, and I know you love me.
Yeah.
But we want to hear your stories too.
Yeah. I want my table to be surrounded with words of affirmation.
Right?
So I need words of affirmation.
Acts of service.
Oh, we're doing this so bad.
It's okay.
It's
receiving gifts.
Oh,
I mean,
Physical touch is typing.
Yes.
Ding, ding,
With
ding, ding, ding.
Oh my goodness.
It all comes down to quality time you spend with us while you're watching us, right? And then acts of service is when you're typing words of affirmation.
Amen.
And then receiving the gifts is when you tell us, we're going to donate something for you guys because I know that you need a camera. No, we do. I'm not joking. We do.
No, we do. But we can't emphasize it enough each week where we tell you we need to feel the support.
Yeah. This is getting the song started over again. This is it's taking a lot of our phones and it's just not working right now for us.
It's not. It's a real struggle.
Yeah. You guys, it's 10:40. We've been here since 8. What is that noise?
You know what? I think
This is the end.
That's it. Boom. Cut.